Hello everyone and welcome back to FedEx Gaming's Redstone tutorials. In this tutorial I'm showing you guys how to build a tiny silent T flip-flop that uses pretty much no resources whatsoever, and what I mean by that is it uses no iron. So if we click this button right here, our lamp comes on. Click this button again, our lamp goes off. Obviously a lot of you can understand what's going on here, so if you want to pretty much just stop the video now, you can. It's literally just 4 droppers, guys, a comparator, and 2 pieces of redstone dust. It's literally that it, but obviously there's going to be a few people that don't understand, so we're going to go over a few other T flip-flops so you get an understanding of what this thing does. It's used to, like, you know, open up doors, turn on lights, just any sort of creation you really won't need a T flip-flop for. So we're going to come over here and we're going to look at some older designs. This one is the oldest design I know of. This is the first T flip-flop I ever built. I don't know if it was the first T flip-flop ever, but this thing is a dinosaur. This thing's like 5 years old or something. I don't know, it's really old though. So if we click this button right here, it will swap the block to this side, thus turning on our lamp. Click the button again and the lamp will go off. Obviously it is very loud, you can hear the pistons going off, that's why it's not considered silent. And it also uses 2 pistons, that's 2 iron. That is a lot more resources than this one. Then the next one right here uses a monostable circuit to make a piston, well, a sticky piston let go of a block. So if we click this button right here, boop, the sticky piston lets go of the block and the lamp comes on. Click it again and the lamp goes off. I like to use this one a lot because it's easy to just fit in small areas, and if you're using a lot of pistons already, it really doesn't matter if it's silent or not. But obviously if you're using a silent T flip-flop with no pistons whatsoever, you want everything to be nice and quiet. But obviously this thing uses a lot more resources. It uses 2 pistons, which is iron, that's 2 iron, and then it also uses a sticky piston, which is a slime ball, and slime balls are kind of hard to find sometimes in the beginning game. Now this next T flip-flop is also a silent T flip-flop and is the most relatable to the one I just built over there. However, as you can see, it uses a hopper, and this hopper needs 5 iron and a chest to be made, so obviously it uses a lot more resources than mine. But if we click the button right here, the lamp comes on. Click it again, the lamp goes off. The only thing this one has going for it is that it's smaller than mine. It is 1 block smaller than mine, but like I said, it uses a lot more resources due to this hopper right here. So we're going to show you guys how to build this one, and I'm also going to show you how to build it on its side in case you need it in a 1 block high area. This is like for people maybe on creative, or you want to put it in the roof of your build to have some lights up in there. But as you see, if I click this button, comparator goes off. Click the button again and the comparator comes on. So I'm gonna show you how to build both of these ones right over here. So let's start off with this one, guys. As you can see, it's a very easy build, so I'm sure a lot of you already understand what's going on here, but we're going to need at least 4 droppers, 1 redstone comparator, 2 redstone dust, a button, some blocks to put our redstone down on, and just 1 item to put inside your dropper. I'm going to choose dirt because dirt's the easiest thing to get. Now pretty much what this thing, how this thing goes is there's going to be a dropper going into a dropper, going into a dropper, going into a dropper. That's literally it. That's the whole entire thing. So we're going to put a dropper going up into a dropper, and then we're going to put another dropper facing back towards this dropper, and then we're going to put 1 more dropper facing downwards, creating a spiral of droppers. So this dropper is going into this one, this one's going into this one, this one's going into this one, and this one's going back into this one, and that's literally how the whole thing works. Next, what we're going to do is come right on top of it, and we're going to put 2 pieces of redstone dust like that. What this is going to do is turn this one on down here, letting the item come back over, and that's how that whole thing works right there. And then we're going to put a block right over here to the side with a comparator coming out of it. Then the block we just put the comparator coming out of it, we're going to go inside this dropper and put our piece of dirt in there like that. As you can see, this comparator comes on. Next, what I want you to do is just put a button right on the side to make sure everything is working like that. Click the button and your comparator should go off. Click the button again and your comparator should come back on. Now obviously you're probably not going to want the button right on the side. That is very easy to change. All you have to do is delete the button, put a block up, and then all we need is just put a repeater or some sort of redstone going into it. I usually like doing a repeater like that, and then you can just bring your button wherever you want. So if I bring my redstone dust down over here and put a button over here, comparator goes off and comparator comes on. I'm sure a lot of you will be doing this because you want your buttons in probably 2 areas, 3 areas. How many areas you want your button to be in, you're probably going to end up doing that. But obviously if you're doing it something close, then you don't need to do that. But that's literally it, guys. You are completely done. That's the entire silent T flip-flop in all its glory. Now I'm going to show you guys how to build the one on its side, because you just learned how to build this one. This one is a fairly bigger. However, like I said, you can fit it into a 1 high area. So what you want to do is literally do the same thing like we did over there. Just put a dropper going into a dropper, going into a dropper. So let's go like this: dropper, going into a dropper, going into a dropper, and then another dropper like that. And then you can pick whatever dropper you want, doesn't really matter. And I'm just going to pick this one right here. We're going to put a comparator coming out of this dropper. Go ahead and go inside of it and drop any item inside of it like that. As you can see, our comparator came on. Next, what you want to do is just put a piece of redstone dust next to the dropper that has the comparator coming out of it. Put a block to the side of this redstone dust with a torch. That's what we're going to need for this one. You're going to need at least a redstone torch for this one, like that. Then we're going to put dust coming out of the redstone torch, and then a block up next to this dropper right here. Next, what you're gonna have to do is literally put a block here or here, doesn't really matter, and then you're button off one of these blocks. So if I click this button, it goes off. Now the item's over here, and when I click the button again, this torch will go off, thus activating this block, wrapping the item back over to here. So click the button and it comes on, and there you guys go. That is how you build two very tiny silent T flip-flops that use pretty much no resources whatsoever. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave it a like and subscribe. Stay tuned with my newest videos. All right, guys, peace.